Good evening, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Divine Feminine into your reading. I did a reading for the Divine Masculine yesterday, and today I'm doing your reading, Divine Feminine, in this collective twin flame connection. What is happening in your energy? What is that you are um, looking at? What kind of energy is hovering around you at this point in time? This will be a 6 to 7 days reading for you, energetically speaking, Divine Feminine, and you can see your energies as we delve into the reading. The Divine Masculine's reading appeared yesterday, where he seems quite focused on something in his life that calls for truth and success, right? And that is what he is working towards with regards to money, abundance, if I remember right. And let's see what's happening in your case, the Divine Feminine. And this will be for all zodiac signs and this twin flame connection. Let's call upon a spirit, guide, angel, and ancestors into this reading, my divine source, in order to see what your energies, Divine Feminine, is talking about around this portion in time. Okay, let's look at your energies and see what's going on. Whatever guidance and help you can receive, please make use of that as well. Let's see your energy, Divine Feminine, and see where the story is with you at this point in time. Divine Feminine. Let's see. The Lovers, okay. This is the Vice Versa Tarot deck. So we'll have both sides showing up in here for you. And we'll know what's going on here at your end here, Divine Feminine. Oopsie daisy, hold on guys. It's too many cards, but this Queen of Swords wanted to show up. So I guess there is a message here and we'll see. The Eight of Cups, okay. Now, like the Divine Masculine's energy reading that I did yesterday, guys, I was getting both the energies of the twins in that reading, and I have said that specifically as well. In your case, too, it looks to me that you guys just not is the Divine Feminine's reading. The Divine Masculine is definitely showing up in here as well in your case, too. So there is a conjunction of energies happening at this time around for both of you. Even though I'm doing a reading for you or for the Divine Masculine, but both of you guys are definitely somewhere there is a conjunction, a joining in of the energies. So both of you individually could be working in your position, but somewhere there is the whole story is coming to a point of, where each other's energy, too many cards, guys, where it's kind of overlapping. Your energies are overlapping with his energies are overlapping with your energies, right? So there is definitely an overlap of energies in both the readings, even in the case of the Divine Masculine's reading here. Okay, and since it's a vice versa deck, we'll see both sides at the bottom. After we kind of delve into this portion here, guys, okay, for you. Divine Feminine, you seem pretty upset over this situation here, right now. Right now. You're being very cold and icy towards the situation of the lovers, right? Because to me it looks like, guys, that the divine masculine with this card in here, because like I said, it's a vice versa deck, and this is something in the 5D for me, right? This portion, this image is the 5D image. So what it is telling me that in the 5D, they want you guys to come together. That's one. The second is, if I consider this to be the energy of the divine masculine, the divine masculine wants this love story to come into fruition now, right? But it's not happening in the 3D. It's this kind of an energy that is showing up in here is talking more about the 5D scenario. Okay, where things are not yet very clear. Things are not very clear. There is a lot of questions, answers, conditions, maybe terms and conditions, maybe couple of things. It's not very clear between the two of you, right? But at the same time, you guys, or I would say the divine masculine is waiting for some kind of a resolution here in the 5D, because on this side of the vice versa deck, the angel is not there. So this love story is still not complete. It's still not completed. It's an unfinished business that has to be finished, right? It's an unfinished business that is still not yet all there at the point, because the blessing from the angel is missing at the moment. At the moment. Okay? But definitely it's a waiting period as well. That's what they are trying to tell you, divine feminine, that it has to wait a little bit more, right? For things to really be grounded in your situation, but it's still not completely, the business is not finished. The love is not over. This relationship is not over. It's very much still there in your case, divine feminine. Okay, you might think it's over, but it's not. That's what they are telling you, because you have turned your back. As the Queen of Swords, you are like, I'm over with it. And here is the card that is telling you, yeah, you might have turned your back for sure, but 5D has not yet completed this business. There is still, this business is still not over in your case. Because you could have in your head, in your mental energy, what I'm getting is you're telling yourself that I have nothing more to do with this story. It's over. I don't want this story. I don't want to hear about this. I don't want this. I'm done and over with this business of the twin flame connection. That is your energy, right? Because you, in your head, with your emotion, you are leaving this situation. You're leaving this situation with the Eight of Cups. Because you feel there is a lot of pain, lot of grief that has gone in this connection right now, and you're feeling that. And you don't want to carry that grief. You don't want to carry that pain, that emotional pain. So you are taking a call, because you are feeling very bitter in yourself, you're very angry, you're disappointed, whatever that situation, you're like, I'm done. I'm done with this story. It's over for me. And 5D is saying, no, it's not yet over. This business is in waiting. It's in waiting. You might think you might want to walk away. So be it. You could do that because you have the free will in the 3D. So if you think you don't want this, fair enough. You could leave it, but this business is still on. So even if you leave it, this unfinished business is still not finished, right? That's what the message is in here for you, okay? Because you are telling yourself that if you sit in that energy, divine feminine, and you keep holding on and holding on and holding on, when the situation will be grounded, will have that sacred union, when will you guys come back together, be together, you're fed up. You're completely fed up, and you're telling yourself that you have nothing to do with this emotional part of the story. It's time for you to leave that bad emotion, to abandon this contract. You want to abandon this contract. You don't want this anymore. Okay? And you want to leave this contract because, like I said, it's not your fault, guys. Not your fault. You have been over years, maybe, waiting for this situation to develop, to come into fruition. Something that brings you back some kind of emotional joy. And you're like, what am I doing? It's time to go on my own direction. You're taking a new direction towards your situation, basically, where you can find your own happiness, where you want to find things that makes you happy. Because like I said, you kind of have closed this area in your head because of the hurt, the emotional pain, the bitterness you're carrying in yourself. You are done with it. But again, universe has a different story. That's a different part of the story. Okay. But as far as you are concerned, you are done. You're saying goodbye to this connection here. Okay. And what is happening here is very, very different. This is the divine masculine, the King of Wands. He knows this. He knows this. That he has not been emotional because the King of Wands is never emotional. The King of Wands is very motivational, very inspiring, the entrepreneur, the man who gets his job done, but has no emotion as such for anybody. But he's a good worker. He's a good careerist. If you tell this person, okay, I want this, he will get the job done. Physical labor is something he can take care of. Chores, doing work without contact with emotions. You give him a job, tell him that I need so and so thing from so and so place. This is the energy who will go like, yeah, I will get it done. But he has no emotional bonding with the job he's doing, right? And that is not just for you. It is that nature of the King of Wands, right? Very inspiring, very motivational, can tell a lot of things to people, right? Can guide people, can even give a lot of inspirational talks for some of you. But when it comes to emotions, he fails. He doesn't know what emotional part is. He doesn't know. He has no contact. But over here, what is happening is that what I'm getting is that he's realized that you have closed that business. You're done with this love. You're done and you want to walk away. Like emotionally, you're leaving that situation. So he is trying to come in here and stop you from leaving. He's trying to stop you, and that stopping is taking action on this 8 dented cups. Because, like I told you, he knows he has failed with emotions before, right? And now he is realizing that what you need from him or what he failed to give you is the right quality of emotion. So, what he is doing right now is because he's realizing that you have finished this business with him. Mentally, you are ready to take a new direction into your life, and he is aware of that. He is aware. So, he is trying to come in and trying to stop you from moving out of this situation, right? He's trying to tell you, please don't move out of this situation. The love is still very much there. I will have to work on this. I will have to take some kind of an action on this. And I'm aware that I have not been able to do that before, to make you happy emotionally, to give you the 9th cup. I've not been, but now it's coming to the point where I want to bring that 9 or the 10 cups in front of you, and I want to do that. Because earlier I have failed, where you have suffered, because I was not in my element. That's what he's telling you. I was not in my right element. I had a lot of things that I was hiding. My morals, my ethics were not in the right place, right? I could not see the bigger picture. I was very narrow-minded. I was being very, very different than what I should have been. That's the way I would like to say it. Right? Where I knew and I didn't pay attention to you, because for me it was like, oh, okay, she's suffering. That's okay. Let her wait for that 9th cup. And I turned my back. Even though I knew that I'm leaving you with 8 dented cups, and that you're sitting in front of the 8 dented cups, Divine Feminine, and you're wondering, when will the 9th cup come to me? And what I did was I turned my back from that situation because I had no emotions. I was not in contact with any emotions in this story. Right? And he's trying to tell you that. He's trying to tell you that because you just flip the card and you will see why I'm saying this. Look now. This is what he had done to you. He left you with the 8 dented cups, and you sat in front of the 8 dented cups, wondering if at all you will find the 9th cup. Forget about the 10th cup. If at all you will find happiness. If at all he will come to give you some kind of happiness. Or something that makes you sing and dance. Something that makes you fulfilled. Brings back the joy, that happiness, the heartfelt desire. And what he did was this. Because he by himself had a lot of situation behind him that he didn't talk to you about. Sorry, excuse me. He didn't tell you. Sorry. and he left you high and dry because he was having a lot of responsibilities that was on his shoulders, and he had no time to pay attention to you or to see what you are feeling as a person by yourself, because his morals, his ethics, his understanding was all based on the principle of all the 10 wands that he had been carrying on his back in here, right? And now the situation is he's relieving himself of all that wand, and he's getting into the element of his own power because he's realized what you are doing, you see. He doesn't want to lose you. He cannot afford to lose you, Divine Feminine. You are his everything. You could be the Queen of Swords. He knows you have gone through the painful lesson. So today you are turning out, in this situation. Right? But he doesn't want to lose you. And he is trying to stop you. He is trying to stop you from moving out of this situation emotionally. And that is why the Two of Cups is right in the center of your reading, because he wants to bring you back. Because he can feel that mirror image. You could be the Queen of Swords because you are intelligent. You have learned your lesson well, Divine Feminine. And that's where you are bitter. You are bitter because you are realizing that if you do not move out of this situation, there is no end to this story for you, emotionally. And now he is relieved, those wands coming back into power, because he knows that you are his twin, you are his soulmate. He cannot do without you. As simple as that. He wants to bring you back. I mean, this is right in front of you guys. Right in front of you. He wants to bring back, because you and him are the mirror image of one another. What you do, he knows. What he does, you know. Even if you don't see him, you can feel the vibrations. You know the exact, and between the two of you, there is a lot of love still that you have for him, he has for you. And he cannot ignore this. That's why he knows that in order to bring you back and stop you from moving out of this situation, he will have to work towards it. He'll have to make some kind of a movement here, right? Which is where the wheel appears, right? The wheel appears. Where two people together can move the wheel. Because you see the situation here? Right? For the wheel to move into a different area of your life, the turning point to happen, he knows he needs you. Or else he cannot change his future as well, and your future. So it's only the two of you who will have to combine yourself here in order for destiny to move. Or else the wheel is not going to move here. He cannot do it alone. And that's what universe wants it. Right? They're telling you to do that. They're telling you that it's time to come together, right? And move this wheel, or else the wheel will not move. So there is definitely a requirement from both ends to move this time. This time will move only when you guys, both of you, can join hands together once again. And that is why he is not letting you go. He doesn't want to let you go. He'll stand in your way, guys. He'll stand in your way, Divine Feminine. Even if you think that you want to go, you're done with it, no, he won't. And that is where a lot of thinking is going on this situation from his end, right? How he can balance the material and the spiritual aspect of this connection here, because he will have to balance both, right? The balance has to be both of the material and the spiritual part. So in order for him to balance both of these situations, there is a lot of thinking that he's doing at this point. At this point, because he wants the story to move now in the right direction, but he also knows that he had not taken this action for a long time on this situation, because it could be that he was not able to balance, but now it needs to be balanced. So he will have the stalemate energy. He will have to get out of that stalemate energy in order to do something about the situation. Because if he keeps sitting and sitting and sitting and thinking and pretending to be only analyzing, revisiting the same story over and over again, the situation will not improve, right? Why? Because he's got the 9 of Swords right here, right? It's got the 9 of Swords. So the thing is with him is he's thinking about the future. He's worried about the future. He's not worried about today or tomorrow. So whatever decision he takes now, either good or bad, is what will happen in the future. And he knows that. Right? He knows that. So he will have to be very, very careful right now. Because future, a lot of things can go wrong. If he cannot balance things right now in the right way for you and for him, going forward in the future, it will be difficult for him and for you as well, right? So there could be a lot of pain that he is analyzing that can happen in the future if today he doesn't do the right thing. And that's where the Fool comes in, because if he has to start a fresh journey with you, right? If he has to start a fresh journey with you, he will have to clear the worries. He will have to clear the roads. So it is the situation, what I'm getting, guys, is that he's thinking about the next 1 year, the next 2 years, the next 3 years, whatever the difficulties that he is facing should be wiped out. Because if he cannot wipe those out, it will stop him from moving. It will stop him from taking the leap of faith. And that will be again a very foolish action on his part. So he doesn't want to create another problem in your life and in his life. So that's what he's thinking, is how do I clear all that tension and all that anxiety in order for me to move forward in this journey. He knows that if he wants to come towards you, he will have to come towards you with a minimum baggage. And that baggage is the worry. The baggage is the tension. right? The baggage is not being able to find a solution. And if he comes back to you again in the same way, you won't take it. It will be a repetition of the same problem, right? And he will not be able to enjoy this journey either, because he will have to clear his own self of the tension and the worries and that situation that is stopping him from moving forward, because he knows right in the center is the Two of Cups. He is going to stop you. He will not allow you to move out of this energy, even though you might feel that you are done. He will be there. He won't let you go. Right? And but at the same time, what is happening to him, Divine Feminine, is that he is not being able to move, or he is taking his time to move because he doesn't want to come to you in that old shape and form. Right? He wants to come to you as the King of Wands. But for him to stop you from moving out of his life, from this journey of the twin flame, he will also have to clear his own mental anxiety. Because if he remains mentally anxious all the time, he will not be able to do justice here, nor will you be able to do justice here towards the next part of your cycle. Right? So that is why he's taking a little bit of a time here, because he's worried. He's worried about something in life that is going to happen in the future if he doesn't act on this situation now. And that is the reason because he wants to come to you without baggages. He doesn't want the baggage with you anymore. He doesn't want any kind of anxiety. He doesn't want any kind of tension. He wants to be free of those. He wants to come back to you just like you want him to be. When he doesn't have to turn back and think, oh, if I do this, if I do that, those kind of worries. And that is the reason he is delaying a little bit of this situation here. Please talk to me about the Two of Cups. Yeah, it's because of that. It's because he's worried about this whole situation that, because see again, if he does that, see the Queen of Swords shows up. You will cut him out. This is where you're bitter, because he's coming to you with all the worries. You will not like it. No. You will not like it. Right? If you are not feeling emotionally happy once again with him, you won't take all that tension. You would like prefer to tell him that, you know what, I don't want to sit with you and keep worrying about things that is not my business or my problem. And yet you come to me with a bag full of worries and tension. I'll cut it off. He knows that because you show up twice. And that's why he knows you're very bitter about the whole situation. And if he does that, he will miss that opportunity. Once again, the potential opportunity that he has with you towards a change of this cycle. If he comes back in that old garb of his old robes and doesn't change his mental situation, you will cut him off. You will be like, I don't want it. No. I don't want it. Yeah, 9 of Wands and 9 of Swords. You will cut it off. You will cut it off immediately, Divine Feminine, because you're very firm about your own situation, right? You have gone through a battle yourself. And if this person brings you back that same situation where you start feeling tired and worried and tensed and guilty about things, you will say no to it. And that is what he knows. That you are not going to take back that same thing that he had done with you previously, where this love is concerned. Because he can feel your vibration. Whatever you're feeling, he's feeling. Whatever he is feeling, somewhere you're feeling too. Right? So this vibration is telling him now that you are very, very stern in your mental intellect. And that if he comes and gives you back that same energy that he had done before, where you have been very worried and tensed, you will cut him out. He has to surrender that worry. He has to let go of that worry, the tension, the guilt, the anxiety, before he can come to you. Before he can come to you. Yeah, see? The 8 of Swords, the 9 of Swords. He cannot be in that energy, because if he is in that energy, you are going to be, I don't want to talk to you even. Forget about anything else. So you come to me like a normal person would, and that's good enough. But if you come to me in any other shape and form, especially here, what I have already faced, and that's why I wanted to leave, and you're not letting me go, so you better relieve yourself from this energy in order for me to accept you back. Or else I'm leaving. Or else I'm leaving. Right? And that is what he knows. And that is what is causing him that pain over here, where he is trying to take a decision on this particular issue before he can come to you, totally free of this pain and baggage and guilt and shame, whatever that he has been carrying in himself, in the mental energy level. Right? Please talk to me about the Fool. So he knows you, and the vibration, that's what I said, the energies are overlapping between him and you now. Please talk to me about the Fool. Because at this moment, the Virgo energy, the Hermit, he's definitely giving it a good thought. He's feeling a little bit insecure about approaching you at this point. Yeah, the Queen of Wands. He's definitely feeling a little bit worried about this situation here, right? He's feeling a little bit worried, tensed, insecure about this situation that he has, that he's not being able to tell you, but he also knows that you are not going to listen to that. You want to listen to conversations from a person who knows what he wants in life, the King of Swords. But apart from that, if you come with any of these kind of tension, worries, and feeling drained and fighting that energy, that all that, you will be like, keep it to yourself. I'm going. I'm taking my road. And that he knows. He knows very much, right? And that is where he is very tensed. He's holding on. He's holding on because the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, because he knows he will lose you. You will take a highway, you will walk out of his life forever. He knows that. This love will go because you are looking towards your future. You're not turned towards this person, but this person is holding on, the Divine Feminine. And he's wondering what he can do now to stop you from moving out of his life. That is the problem. Right? He's worried. What he's insecure about more is the fact that you will walk out. This love will go out of his life. because you have already turned your back towards a situation and you're prepared to take another route to your spiritual calling, to your new destination, whatever that story could be for you, wherever you want to go, right? Because, like I said, you don't want to deal with this BS again, and he knows that. And that is where he doesn't want to let you go, because he knows that you and him are the only two people in this journey who can make things happen, who can turn this future for him, and you for him for you, right? But that is the issue. And that's where the Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles shows up. Material stability here is the issue. He wants to invite you into his kingdom. He really wants to, guys. Don't get me wrong. Then you got the Seven of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. Yeah. But he knows, see, with the Knight of Cups and the Two of Pentacles, he's trying to find out, he's walking on a very tight rope. He wants to tell you, he wants to communicate, he wants to give you the information, very sentimental, but he's not sure if you're going to accept that, right? Because the Seven of Wands, he's being guarded about the situation. That's why he's guarded, because he doesn't know if you will listen to him or if you are tired of all this BS. He doesn't know. Right? And he wants to offer you back his kingdom. But the problem here is the stability part. He's not figuring out. That's why he doesn't want to see the energy is he doesn't want to lose you. He doesn't. Right? Because of the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. He doesn't want to lose you. But the problem is that he knows then you can be the Queen of Swords if he doesn't come to you and do things right or do things by right now. And that is where he's worried that this love, this unconditional love will leave him. So this is where he's very, very tensed about the whole situation at this point in time. And he's wondering what he can do in order for him to invite you back into his life. Because you are powerful, you're standing strong, you know what you want in life, you are fiercely independent, divine feminine. He knows that. So for him to invite you back without stability in his own life will be a difficult part of the story. And that is what he's being very guarded. He wants to tell you, he wants to shower you with a lot of love, but he's not being able to do that right away because he knows that there will be a lot of hurdles, a lot of criticisms, a lot of negative impact that will immediately hold him back from moving towards you if he lets others know what he wants to do in this situation. But at the same time, he is scared of you leaving him. That is the problem. He's scared of that. Yeah. And he's trying to defeat energy of the Five of Swords and the Tower. He's trying to tell himself that no, it'll be all good. He's trying to crumble that defeat energy, right? He's trying to tell himself it'll be all good. He's feeling very brutally hurt, defeated in his own self that he's trying to get out of, move out of, because of all this situation here. So he's trying to convince himself that it'll be all fine, that things will all settle down, and things will all get back into track. Yeah. The Seven of Pentacle and the Moon. Yeah. See, because he knows that he has been hiding a lot of feelings for you. He hasn't declared, and it's time to talk about it. It's time to declare that situation. He hasn't done that. It's time to start fresh. He knows that. He knows that very well, that it's time for him to reveal everything. And then you have the Nine of Wands and the Nine of Pentacle. And he knows that you're successful in life, whereas he has failed to achieve that success. Right? But he's still fighting for it. He cannot let you go. That's what I told you. He's looking at all his past mistakes, that he could have been as successful as you are. But whatever the mistake that he has done is being illuminated by you, Divine Feminine, by what you are doing in your own life. Right? And whatever you're doing with your own life, he is feeling more illuminated with that incident, but at the same time, when he is turning back, he sees all the want. He sees everything, all the wrong things that he has done towards you, and that he could not reach this place as you have reached. So there is some situation that is going on with you that is illuminating his part of the story as well, where he's getting a lot of learning, enlightenment from your energy here. But when he is turning back, when he is looking at himself, he can see the 9 wands or the 8 wands in here, where he is fighting, he's wounded. Whereas you are not wounded, you are beautiful. Whereas look at the difference. Look at the difference. This is the illumination he is getting. He's comparing notes with you. Then how beautiful you have managed yourself. How well you have nurtured yourself. How well you have looked after your own self. And what he has done here. He's comparing notes. This is an illumination that is coming very loud and clear in his energy level whenever he is looking at both of you side by side. Right? So this is where he knows that he will have to surrender it in front of you. Until he surrenders the stubborn energy, and or else, because see, he is also being illuminated with the fact that if he doesn't surrender this energy, you will leave him. Because you are by yourself, extremely independent and a very capable person. He knows that. So until he tells you the truth, things will not move, and you will leave the door. You will close and you will shut the door and you will walk away. And he won't find you ever again. He knows that. Right? So this is where the situation is becoming a little bit tight for him. Because he has been hiding. See, the Moon and the 7 of Pentacles. He knows it's time to open up and tell you the truth. But he has been hiding a lot of things. And because he has been hiding a lot of things have gone down the drain for him. That he has not been able to get rid of his fear, of his illusion, of whatever that difficulty that he had in his life with you. Or people telling him stories that he has listened to and has paid attention to those false interpretations that people have made about you or this twin flame connection in your case. Right? He's getting that enlightenment that what he has done was so wrong. So these are things, these are the situations, Divine Feminine, that he is working on at this point in time. Right? Because he's, like I said, he's scared you will leave him. He's very scared. And he knows that this love is going out. until he can invite you back into his love, into his life in the right way. You will say goodbye to the situation and walk away. But again, he's being very guarded because he feels that he's walking on a very tight rope at this point where his emotions are concerned. He doesn't want to tell you things right now until he can figure out the right direction towards his own life. Because you have figured out your direction, right? You know where you want to go, what you want to do, because you're independent. You're single, happy to mingle again. But for him, it's becoming a problem. And as, like I said, as he is comparing notes, the illumination is becoming clearer. He's getting more knowledge of what you are or what you have done with your life and what he is and what he has done with his life. Right? So this problem is, this energy is this problem right now that he is not being able to solve right away. So he's definitely going through this energy. He's definitely in a lot of soul searching. What he can do to bring you back in the right way with public acknowledgement, into his kingdom, right? Into his kingdom. He knows that. So let's see, we'll do another check sometime later and we'll see what's going on. But at this point, this is what is happening in his energy level. So even though it is your reading, like I said, the overlapping energies from his side are taking over your energy. So we'll see what's going on, Divine Feminine. We'll look into another part of the story soon. Okay, until then, enjoy this reading. Till then, goodbye, God bless, Khuda Hafiz, and Namaste.